Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about website push notifications.
Ooh, those little things, yeah.
Exactly. You know, those little pop-ups asking if you want to receive updates.
Yeah.
Our source material for today is a YouTube video by Software King called Free Website Traffic with Website Push Notifications.
Okay.
And it's a really practical how-to guide. So we're going to break it down for you. What push notifications actually are,
Okay.
how effective they are compared to email,
All right.
and whether there's something that you should consider using.
Sounds good. Yeah, Software King really emphasizes how push notifications can be like a game changer for driving traffic.
So first things first, what exactly are website push notifications?
Yeah.
So Software King describes them as, you get these little pop-up boxes
Right.
that invite visitors to receive updates.
Yeah.
And then if someone clicks allow, then their browser will send them a notification whenever there's new content or like a promotion.
It's like that little bell you hit on YouTube to subscribe to a channel.
Oh, wait.
But for any website. So instead of waiting for an email newsletter or something,
Right.
you get like instant updates.
So think about like those breaking news alerts you get from news websites.
Totally, yeah.
Those are a perfect example.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting. So Software King drops this pretty mind-blowing statistic. Media sites are seeing a 96% opt-in rate for push notifications.
Wow.
Compare that to the average 5% for email.
96. That's crazy.
No.
It really challenges like our assumptions about how people want to receive information now.
Yeah.
Like, is it because it feels like less of a commitment than like subscribing to an email list? Or maybe it's the instant gratification
It
factor.
could be a combination of things.
Yeah.
Maybe people are just tired of their inboxes being cluttered.
Yeah.
So with the push notification, you see it, you click it,
Right.
boom, you're right there on the website.
And that, I think, aligns with what we're seeing like in other areas of digital marketing, this like shift toward instant gratification and personalized content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to grab people's attention quickly,
Right.
push notifications seem like a pretty promising avenue,
Yeah.
at least in certain areas.
That's a good point. Like certain areas, Software King dives into which niches benefit the most.
Okay.
So not surprisingly, media is a top performer, but he also found that games, retail, and entertainment see high opt-in rates as well.
That makes sense. Those are all areas where people like crave immediacy and want to stay in the loop.
Exactly.
Breaking news, game updates, flash sales. It's all about capturing those moments of high interest.
Absolutely, yeah. But here's where I think it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
When we look at open rates, meaning how many people actually click on those notifications,
Okay.
we see high engagement in business and finance,
Oh, wow.
entertainment and events and deals and coupons.
So it's not just those like fast-paced, gotta have it now industries.
Right.
Push notifications could be a powerful tool for reaching a much wider audience.
I think if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it seems like people are becoming more selective about what they allow into their inboxes.
Right.
But they still want that like direct, instant communication for things that they deem important.
That's a really interesting observation. It raises the question, are we underestimating the potential reach
Totally.
of push notifications?
Yeah.
Could they be effective in almost any niche if used strategically?
Yeah, that's a great question. And to use them strategically, I think we need to think about timing.
Okay.
So Software King says that Tuesdays see the highest engagement, hitting a peak at 88.4%.
That's a great data point to keep in mind. But I wonder if that holds true across all niches.
Yeah.
Someone who's like interested in financial news might have different online behavior patterns than someone who's like looking for the latest game update.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what factors might influence optimal send times for different audiences? I think it might be worth like testing and analyzing your own data
Right.
to see what works best for your specific audience.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about actually implementing these push notifications.
Okay.
So Software King recommends a tool called OneSignal.
Okay.
It's a free platform
Nice.
that's particularly user-friendly for WordPress users.
And I appreciate that Software King isn't an affiliate for OneSignal,
Oh, yeah.
which lends a lot of credibility to his recommendation.
Totally agree.
He seems to genuinely believe it's a great resource, and the fact that it's free makes it accessible to everyone.
So if you're ready to jump in, Software King does a great job of walking through the OneSignal setup process.
Okay.
So you create a free account.
All right.
You set up a channel, which basically tells OneSignal about your website
Gotcha.
and what kind of notifications you want to send.
Okay.
And then you can customize the prompt that pops up on your site.
And that customization step is crucial.
Yes.
You want to make sure the copy is compelling and the timing of the prompt is strategic. You don't want to hit people with it the second they land on your page.
Right. You got to give them a chance to like engage with your content first, like Software King suggests.
Exactly.
And then kind of present them with this like compelling offer to subscribe.
Precisely. And once they subscribe, that welcome message is your chance to really like reinforce their decision, make them feel like they've joined like an exclusive club or something.
It sounds like that welcome message isn't just a formality.
Right.
It's like a key part of the user experience.
Absolutely. It sets the tone for your future communications and, builds excitement and maybe even directs them toward like specific content or actions.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Software King also mentioned something about like automatic notification settings.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So OneSignal has this feature that basically lets you automatically send out notifications every time you publish new content. But Software King cautions against enabling this if you post frequently.
Yeah, I can see why you don't want to overwhelm your subscribers.
Right.
With just a constant stream of notifications.
Exactly.
It's all about finding that balance.
Right.
Between staying top of mind and not being too intrusive.
Exactly. He even shared an anecdote about how he disables this feature on his own sites because he publishes content multiple times a day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a smart move. I bet a lot of our listeners can relate to that.
Yeah.
Trying to find that sweet spot.
For sure.
Between keeping their audience engaged
Yeah.
and respecting their time.
Totally. It's definitely a balancing act.
Yeah.
But the good news is OneSignal gives you the flexibility to customize those settings
Okay.
to match your specific needs and your publishing frequency.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So once you have everything set up and configured, Software King claims, you can basically drive traffic on demand using push notifications.
He does make that claim. And while it might sound like, marketing hype at first, there's definitely some truth to it. I mean, you've got this direct line of communication to your most engaged audience.
That's true. People who have actively opted into those notifications are inherently interested in what you have to say.
Exactly. They've basically said, hey, we want to hear from you.
Right.
So when you send out those notifications, they're much more likely to pay attention and click through to your website.
It's almost like having a loyal audience just waiting to engage with your content.
Right.
As soon as you give them the signal.
That's a great way to put it. And that's why Software King calls push notifications his best free traffic method.
He makes a compelling argument.
Yeah.
But as with any marketing strategy, it's important to remember that what works for one person might not work for another.
Absolutely. There's no magic bullet.
Right.
It's crucial to experiment and analyze your data and figure out what resonates with your audience.
Speaking of audience, Software King shared some interesting insights about which niches tend to see the highest opt-in and open rates for push notifications.
Yeah, he did. Let's take a look at those findings and see what we can glean from them.
Yeah, let's dive in. Maybe we can uncover some patterns or trends that will be helpful for our listeners.
So Software King found that media sites unsurprisingly see those incredibly high opt-in rates.
Yeah.
Remember that 96%? It makes sense. People want breaking news instantly.
Absolutely.
Games, retail, and entertainment also perform well in terms of opt-ins.
Right.
Those are all areas where people crave immediacy.
Exactly.
But what's interesting is that when we look at open rates, meaning how many people actually click on the notifications, we see different patterns emerge.
Okay.
The business and finance sector actually has the highest open rates.
Oh, wow.
Followed by entertainment and events, and then deals and coupons.
So it's not just about those fast-paced industries.
Right.
Push notifications could be a valuable tool for a much broader range of businesses.
Precisely, this data really suggests that people are becoming more selective about what they allow into their inboxes, but they still crave that direct instant communication for things they find important.
It's almost like they're saying, don't clog up my inbox.
Right.
But if it's something I really care about, let me know right away.
That's a great way to put it. And it really underscores the potential of push notifications to cut through the noise and deliver targeted messages to a highly engaged audience.
So what does this all mean for our listeners? What's the takeaway here?
I think the takeaway is that there's a huge opportunity here. Push notifications offer a way to connect with your audience in a way that feels immediate and valuable. And with tools like OneSignal making it so easy to implement, there's really no excuse not to at least try it out.
Especially since it's free.
Right.
But as always, the key is to experiment and see what works best for your specific audience and niche.
Couldn't agree more. Pay attention to your data, analyze those open rates and click-throughs, and keep refining your approach. Find what resonates with your audience and tailor your notifications accordingly.
Great advice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really does feel like a shift is happening.
it does.
People are craving that immediacy, but they're also becoming more discerning
Right.
about where they want that information to come from.
Totally. It's not just about being in their face all the time.
Right.
It's about providing value and respecting their preferences.
Exactly. So to bring it back to push notifications, it seems like the key is to use them strategically. Don't just blast out notifications for every
Right.
single thing you publish.
Yeah, think about what your audience truly values.
Right.
And what will genuinely enhance their experience. Maybe it's a notification about a breaking news story in their industry or a flash sale on a product that they've been eyeing.
Right. It's about delivering the right information at the right time. It's almost like a personalized news feed,
Yes.
curated just for them.
I like that analogy. And it highlights the power of segmentation. With push notifications, you can target specific groups of users based on their interests or behavior or demographics.
So instead of sending a generic notification to your entire subscriber base, you can tailor your messages
Exactly.
to resonate with specific segments of your audience.
Precisely. And this level of personalization can significantly increase your open and click-through rates.
Yeah.
Because people are more likely to engage with content that feels relevant and valuable to them.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's all about providing a tailored experience
Right.
that caters to individual needs and preferences.
Exactly. And it's this focus on personalization and user experience that I think will ultimately determine the future of push notifications.
So do you think push notifications are here to stay? Could they potentially even replace email marketing altogether?
Ooh, that's the big question, isn't it? It's hard to say for sure, but I think it's safe to say that push notifications have carved out a valuable niche in the digital marketing landscape.
Yeah, they offer this unique way to connect with your audience.
Right.
In a way that feels immediate and personalized.
Yeah, and as technology continues to evolve
Right.
and user behaviors continue to shift, I think we'll see push notifications become even more sophisticated and integrated into our online experiences.
That's an exciting thought. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one key takeaway you'd like our listeners to remember about website push notifications?
I think the biggest takeaway is don't underestimate the power of this seemingly simple tool.
Yeah.
When used strategically and thoughtfully, push notifications can be a game changer for driving traffic, building engagement, and fostering a deeper connection with your audience.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of website push notifications. Until next time, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.